Now let me tell you where I stand, because a lot of people don't know that. I've got basically three ideas. One of them is that I'm independent. Now I'm a Democrat, and I'll tell you what a Democrat means. I was talking to a fellow not too long ago in another town like this, and he said, how do you stand on this moderate, liberal, conservative kind of stuff? And I said, well, on personal freedoms, I'm libertarian. I said on financial matters, I'm fiscally conservative. I think you ought to get 100 pennies worth for every dollar you spend. And he said, how can you be a Democrat? And I said, well, you don't understand what Democrats do. Because what Democrats are is there for the working men and women in this country. Now my opponent, John Ensign, he's the incumbent senator now.
Funeral coming out to Elizabeth.
He voted 96% of the time in favor of the administration over the last 5 years he's been in office. Now, when I go up to Washington, I'm not going to be the kind of Democrat that he is a Republican. I'm going to be your voice to Washington. I want to be Nevada's voice to Washington, and I believe that John Ensign is Washington's voice to Nevada. Our government tends to just stop right at the borderline of Washington. They don't take any advice out here. You know, I was talking to a firefighter up in Reno the other day, and he said, I asked him about Homeland Security, and he said, boy, you ought to see how the waste is around here. And he gave me a lot of examples. And it occurred to me that nobody ever asked him how they ought to be spending the money. Now, that's something I think we got to do, we got to get around. We got to involve more people in our Homeland Security decisions. So basically, I'm advocating three things. You need an independent voice going up there. You need a government that's going back to the people instead of to the lobbyists. And you got to have all Americans incorporated into providing our national security. Those are what I stand for. Now, I want you guys to think about those kinds of things. What we have now is we have a senator who is Washington's voice to Nevada, and I want to be Nevada's voice to Washington. And I will be that with your help, and I appreciate y'all coming out here.